today I'm going to try and make a video about Beat Saber. What I'm going to do is talk a little bit about what Beat Saber is first, then actually go into the app, try to maybe do something slow at first to talk, and then I'm going to stop talking, at least while I'm playing, and I'm just going to do my thing, and then come back and do a voiceover. So let's jump into Beat Saber first. So this is the main menu for Beat Saber. There's not much going on. It just kind of looks like somewhat of a void. You see a bunch of boxes, and then you have your options. Now, I don't really play online. I tried the campaign, and then I kind of got bored with it. Never bothered with the whole party thing. I'm assuming that's for group stuff. So I stick to solo. Now, before I jump into this, well, I could jump into it. Before I actually start playing, let me mention a few things. So, first off, this is probably a game that I would have not actually purchased on my own. I was lucky enough to get it in the bundle with the headset, this and Resident Evil 4. But since I had it, I figured, why not? Let's play around with it. And very quickly, I started to like it a lot. But then I also saw the potential for exercise. So the main thing that I actually use this for is not only to kind of unwind real quick, but I actually use it for exercise. Now, most of the exercise you're going to get is with your hands. So this is what you'll look like in the game. You're just holding these two lightsaber-esque like things, and the purpose is to just cut these boxes, and you have to cut them in a certain way. You'll see in a moment. For some of the more advanced levels or settings, you will actually have to move your head back and forth the way I'm swaying right now. Now, you could sidestep in actual, in real life, or you could just lean your head. It all depends. Now, some of the other levels require you to actually duck down because something's coming over your head. Okay, so with those you get some leg exercises, but mostly you're going to get exercises because you're moving your arms around. Now, if you want to maximize that, you can just get some wrist weights like I did. I think I bought I started with 2-pound weights, and now I'm up to I think maybe 3 or 4 pound weights per wrist. Doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but when you're just keeping your hands out like this, after a few seconds you will feel it, let alone actually just trying to move them around. Now, I do have my little favorites here. I don't know if any of these are going to cause issues with the video, any of this music. We'll find out. If it does, I'll just have to, get rid of the music part. But I'll start with something slow. So this one is simple, but I'll make it even easier. Okay. And let's turn off. So you also have all these modifiers that you can do different things with. Now, a lot of people play this, I guess younger people play this for, to get better at it and to gain points. I don't really care about that. I just care about actually getting some exercise done. But if I were to put, maybe a slower song, that way we'll start with that for now. That way I can talk as we play, or at least we'll try to. Well, actually I could practice and even make it slower. So yeah, let's do that. Take that away. Let's make it as slow as possible, just so you can kind of get an idea of how this works. And maybe I can actually talk through it. Otherwise, I'll stop talking, at least on the video, and then a voiceover will happen. Okay, so you see a box coming, it has an arrow. You have to cut it in the direction that the arrow is pointing. Pretty simple. Right now it's going really slow, but you only have to, or you can only cut it with the color that it matches. See, that's a wall that you would have to avoid, so you'd sidestep. Okay, and it kind of goes with the rhythm of the music. So wherever there's a beat, it's supposed to line up with you cutting. Now, if you cut all the way through, you get more points. As if instead, if you just try to do a shallow cut, let's see if I can make it. So you get barely any points. So they want you to do a full swing. So the more arcing you do, the more points you get. Of course, you got to be a little faster than that. 7. And that's it. That's the premise. Pretty simple. Except this is moving really slow, and it's on an easy level. And once it gets harder and faster, it gets a little more tricky to keep track of what colors are going where. And they do alternate. Right now, because it's easy, everything on the right is the right color for the sword I'm using, or the saber. And you can customize the colors. I actually customize these. The regular colors, I think it's just, so the standard colors is red and blue. So you notice I have to come down, so I don't, hit that. So you got to keep track of a lot of things, especially when it moves really fast. So you got to match the color to the box. You got to make sure you cut in the correct direction. Notice it changed at the last second. Sometimes they switch, so the orange will be on this side, so then you'd have to do this. And then on top of that, you have to worry about obstacles. Now, pretty simple. And each one has its own song, and it's going to be its own little rhythm. Some are better than others. Well, it's a matter of preference. I have my favorites, and I have songs that I just don't even care for. And again, right now this is pretty easy because it's really slow, and it's on an easy setting. But once you get a little bit better at it, see, notice the purple shift a little that way. That almost tricked me because I'm talking. Now, again, right now I don't actually have any weights on, so it's fairly easy. I have a good amount of motion, range of motion. But if you want to make it harder, meaning once you've gotten used to this, and you feel like you're no longer really getting much out of it, get a set of wrist weights. They just wrap around your wrist. You could start off even with like 1 pound, if you want to do it that way, and then you just work your way up. I started with, I think it was 2 pounds on each wrist, and then now I think I'm up to 4. I think 5 pounds would be a bit much. But 4 pounds is pretty good. It's a good balance for me. And then, when you're done, you get your little ranking and all that. I don't think this counts because I was using practice mode so that I can actually show you all this stuff. These are my favorites that I have it set up, and I actually have this set up as like this is my exercise thing. So currently I'm at normal. I start from the top. As soon as I'm done, I just move on to the next one all the way until I get to the bottom. And then that's my little workout routine so far. As you can see, normally it's blue and red, but I have done my own custom colors of the colors I like the most, purple and orange. And now I'm gonna go at a faster song, just so you can kind of get an idea. It will mean that I have to keep my arms a bit more in front so that you can actually see it. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna stop talking now and just go along here and later on, if I feel like I need to talk, I'll do a voiceover of this. Okay, so I've come back to talk a little bit more about some things that I missed while I was playing. So the first thing is, in the right side you see a times, and it gives you a number. It goes up to 8, I believe, and it's a multiplier. So as you are successfully going through this game without missing anything or doing anything wrong, you build up combos, and then you get a counter up to 8, or times 8. So it multiplies the points, I'm assuming. I don't really pay too close attention to the points. Now, a few things here is, I mentioned that you have to match the colors, you have to go with the arrows, and if you cut all the way through, you get the maximum amount of points. You avoid obstacles. Now, there is another thing about this that I've noticed. Let me first say I have zero rhythm whatsoever. I do not dance, I don't do any of that stuff. And yet, I'm still bopping with this. You know, which I'm glad no one can actually see me when I play this. It's gonna make you move. It's gonna make your body move. You're gonna be, you know, at worst, I would say you're just bopping up and down if you have no rhythm like me. At best, you're actually moving in the correct rhythm, maybe even, you know, similar to dancing. And as a result, you're gonna be exercising more than just your hands. You will find that you have some fatigue in your legs, especially if you're doing the squats to avoid those overhead obstacles. But as I said, that's going to be pretty beneficial, I would say. Apparently I got a new high score. A little bit winded from that. Not gonna lie. So yeah, so that's Beat Saber. Pretty simple premise. Pretty fun game. It's also good exercise. Alright, so if you like this short video, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next video. And until then, take care.